I've just come off a really difficult conversation with someone. They were kind of upset at a kind of like a soul level distress. In fact, I've been having conversations like that with people for all week, for the last couple of weeks, like real deep distress. And I don't know how you are doing, but what I do know is that this energetically is probably the toughest phase that we will have for years to come. So I have something that I hope will help you at this particular time. I give each month to our monthly membership, This Vital Life. I give them an outline of the energy waves, what's going to be happening energetically, what they need to look out for, and some guidelines. So these are the energy waves for April, but it also extends through into spring. Now, you'll be listening to this part way through the month, but that doesn't matter. Just get the gist, follow the guidelines, and it will set you up and help you understand what's going on at the moment. Okay. Hope you find it helpful. And if you want to share it with anyone else, that would probably be helpful for them too. Okay. Bye for now. Welcome to the Energy Waves for spring 2025, with a particular emphasis on April. And that's because April is a really strange month. It's almost a month of two halves, where the first half is actually completely different than the second half. And if you don't understand the difference between those two parts of April, you could start to make decisions that won't just impact you this month and in spring, but also for years going forward. This is a period where we will plant seeds and do things that will have an impact for us in the future, both individually and collectively. So it's a really important time. Now, to help you, I'm going to give you three guidelines for this period of time, plus some of the energetic logic behind them. Now, if you're new to energies, just ignore the energetic logic and just follow the guidelines. It will absolutely serve you well. But I think it's good to understand what's going on. So here we are. The first guideline is to double down on kindness. This is why we need to do that, because we are in a wood snake year. We're in fact the second of two wood energy years. Now, to understand wood energy, just think about what happens in spring, because that's the associated season. So in spring, we basically have new things trying to arrive, but almost a resistance from the old things. Think about a bud. It has to push through the outer shell to create something new. Same with a seed, same with a bulb. It's all about the new pushing through the old. So that's what this whole of this year is about, creating something new by challenging and pushing through the old systems. Now, not only are we in a wood snake year, we're also in the wood energy phase of this year. So it's like wood energy, double wood energy. So we've got a real emphasis around this. So what we inherently have in April, there's two halves of it. The first half, we're trying to push through something. And the second half, we're trying to express what it is that we're doing that's new. So that's one of the separations around this month. Now, wood energy is also related to our imagination, our creativity. It creates our dreams at night, it creates our dreams during the day. So it's a very dreamy energy. And we have been asked on some level for the last 10 years to dream of something. And that has been perfect because that's where we create in this dream space. However, in the second half of April and in the whole of this spring period, we are going to be woken up from our dreams and woken up to say, dream time is over. What you need to do is now to take action to create it in reality. So think about this bulb or a seed. It sits there in its shell, having a dream. An acorn has a dream of being an oak tree, but at some point it has to wake up and break through and become that thing. So in April, you will be woken up with about your dreams, and some of that waking up can be pretty harsh. So it might appear something like this for you. You've been dreaming of doing something for years and years. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And you've been talking about it, but you haven't actually been doing it. You've just literally been dreaming about it. So you'll have a sudden, which can be quite a rude awakening, that you suddenly say, well, I didn't do this. I didn't create this. I said I was doing this. And here I am still talking about the very thing I was going to do, but I've not actually taken action. And we're not allowed in a way to have those dreams anymore. We need to burst forth. So what's this to do with kindness? Why is that important? Well, because If in that experience that we are woken up and we have this rude awakening that we haven't done what we said we were going to do, we've just talked about it, we just dreamed about it, we just got bigger. If we have that sudden realization, what we could do is we could go back and beat up an earlier version of ourselves. We could say, God, why didn't I do this? I had all these things. What was I thinking? Because one of the things at this period of time, this wood snake year, it's designed to release us from our limiting beliefs. In fact, it is the best year in 60 years to wake you up and release you from limiting beliefs, things that have been holding you back. So you may well suddenly wake up and you'll go, oh my God, why didn't I do this? Why was I worried about what people thought about me? Why was I worried about this? Why didn't I do this? Well, because you didn't do it then, because you're not the same person as you are now. And so as soon as you shift a limiting belief, we can go back and beat up an earlier version of ourselves for not doing what we said we were going to do or dreamed of based on who we were then. So why does that matter? Well, the essence of who you are now in this moment, the foundation of your self-esteem, confidence, and self-worth is based on your past. So if you go back to your past and you beat them up and you say, I should have done this in a really unkind way, what inherently you're doing is you're breaking down the foundation of who you are now, destroying your confidence, your sense of self-worth in this moment in time. Just when you need to have that confidence and that self-worth to go out into the world and to step into your power and to contribute to the collective. We need you in your self-worth and your power to step into what it is you're here to do, to fulfill that soul mission. We can't have you in a situation where you are being destroyed in the here and the now based on what you didn't do. But you will feel that so intensely. So first thing is double down on kindness. Go back and reflect by all means, but don't go back and beat up an earlier version of yourself, or you will destroy yourself and your ability to do things in the here and the now. But that isn't the worst part of it in terms of us going back and beating up. If we say, I am this person that can go back and beat up an earlier version of myself, that is your identity, that's your action, that then means that in this moment in time, your future is able to come and beat you up for the slightest mistake you make, for the smallest thing you get wrong, for what you don't know now that they suddenly know. So not only are we ruining our foundation of who we are, we're also being terrified by our future for what mistake we might make. And we're also diminishing our future sense of self because we don't believe that they could do it because we haven't done it now. And it collapses the whole possibilities. And it all happens because we suddenly wake up to our limiting beliefs and wake up. And the waking up is there to help us fulfill our dreams, not to be unkind to us. So double down on kindness. Go back and be kind to your past. Have your future being kind to yourself. It will make all the difference in this moment of time. And not only do you do that, you also change the whole of your future. This is a really important month, a critical decision as how are you going to treat your previous version of you based on what they did or they didn't do? And how is your future going to cheer you on in the here and the now? Now, if you want some more of this, this is one of the things that we cover in the 5-day mindset makeover. And I've not run that for probably about 18 months, but I'm putting on the 21st of April because this is some of the stuff that we cover. And if you can get this right, you will have a glorious future. And if you don't, you will live with an existence of when you constantly feel you're making a mistake and you're worried and you're stressed and you're anxious and all sorts of thoughts come around limitations. That is it's for you, the 5-day mindset makeover, wonderful program. We've run it 21 times, so we know what we're doing and it gets phenomenal results. So just go to the 5 Institute website. If any part of you is struggling with your mindset at the moment in order to fulfill what it is that you're here to do, to fulfill your soul promise or to contribute to society. Okay. The second reason we need to double down on kindness is it's not just you that might be struggling and stressed because of you suddenly waking up. Other people might be having that, or you might be waking up to a relationship that needs to be dealt with, or you might be waking up to the fact I actually really hate my job, or whatever it is that you're waking up to, whatever it is that is pulling away the deception that you were okay is and can be pretty harsh. So we have to be kind to ourselves, but also other people are struggling. So let's double down on our kindness to other people and cheer them on, just the way, same way your future should be cheering you on. The second guideline is for you to step into your power and to your leadership. You have been waiting all this time for this moment to step into and make those dreams happen. So you have to step into your power, into your self-leadership. How are you going to treat yourself? How are you going to lead yourself? If you have a community, how are you going to lead others? How are you going to show up? This is where we're being asked to step into the highest and best version of ourselves at a time when we're potentially stressed and feeling not so good about ourselves. So it is a challenge, but stepping into your power and your leadership is the really important thing. So we're being given lots of experiences of looking at and saying, okay, what's going on in the world? Let's look at the world leaders and what they're doing with their power. And it's almost saying to you, is this okay? Do you want this? Or are you going to step into your power and your leadership? What are you going to do? What is it that you want in the world? And that is this whole thing with this wood snake year, is to say, what is it you want the world? How do you want the world to be? And you're being shown contrast, you're being shown experience. And this spring, it is for you to step into your power and into your leadership in the way that you want the world to be led. Now, you think we have 8 billion people on the planet, but we would probably only have 12 world leaders of note that are influencing us. So out of these 8 billion people, they say, this is how I want to lead myself, this is how I want to step into my power, this is how I want to be kind, then it actually makes the world leaders less relevant. Of course, they've got policies and power, but we have power. We, the collective, have power as to how we want the world to be. The third guideline we need to do, and it kind of fits with this, is to hold the faith, to keep the faith. So you have a dream about how you want your world to be. You have a dream about how you want the world to be. And are we seeing any signs of that appearing? Probably not, because what we're currently seeing is we're seeing the consequence of the new pushing up against the old, and the old is resisting, whether it's your old limiting beliefs or it's old systems and structures in the world, old political thing, whatever it is. And the old is almost in that thrashing death throes of dying, and it's really fighting to hold on to its existence as the new is pushing through. So what we will see is the fight between the old and the new, but that does not mean the new, it doesn't exist and can't exist. We're just seeing the consequences of the old resisting. So if you have a dream for the world, hold on to that dream, hold your faith, and don't think what you're seeing now is your future reality. The reality, what we're experiencing now, is the fight between the old and the new. Now, there will be lots of drama. And this fits into you stepping into your power leadership. There will be lots of drama in the world. And I said at the beginning of this year, there will be lots of drama. And a guideline for this wood snake year was don't be drawn into the drama. Don't be drawn into the drama, because if you're drawn into the drama, then what will happen is you say to the universe, I love drama. The universe says, great, here, have some more. Life is an algorithm. So if you're drawn into the drama, you will be given more drama in the outside world and in your inner world. You also, if you're drawn into drama, it's taking away your power, it's taking away your intention, it's taking away your your sense of self. It's distracting you from what it is that you're here to do. And maybe that distraction feels good because it's uncomfortable being woken up. So you think, oh, I'm just going to find this distraction. And you will be drawn into the distraction, the form of drama that suits your energy type. Let me repeat that. The drama you will be attracted to and drawn into almost irresistibly will be based on your energy type. And if you don't know what your energy type is, then just take the vitality test. It's completely free. For example, you might have a lot of wood energy and you're drawn into the drama of injustice. You might have a lot of earth energy and you'll be drawn into the drama of inequality or lack of compassion and kindness in the world. So each energy is drawn into the drama by the trigger that pulls them in. And if you understand who you are, you can resist the drama and therefore stay in your power and your leadership. Okay. And if we see the drama, we lose the faith. And the drama and the stuff that's going on is just the old stuff dying.